How could my partner forget about his favorite jumper? Certainly not because I hid it in my work in progress projects drawer for the past 2 years. Yes, it's been at least 2 full years since this jumper ended up on my mending pile. In fact, I even showed it in an intro shot of the very first video of my Unfinished Sewing Business series published in March 2024. I've done quite some mending and repairs this year, but this one, it simply intimidated me. I knew how to, but I was afraid that it wouldn't turn out as invisible as I wanted it to, which made me not start at all. Last time I tried to do an invisible knitwear repair, I had to cross out those first 2 letters halfway through. I finished it, but it definitely became a visible repair. But this year, I finally picked up knitting, so I told myself, if you can knit a garment from scratch, you can also repair a small hole. Just start. Because it seems much worse than it actually is. The top and bottom are 2 long ladders, and the yarn is only broken in 1 row, so I started with the ladders to ease myself into it. I stretched it around my sleeve ironing board and used a magnifier to find and pin those loose loops. For reference, I counted about 18 stitches in 25 rows per inch, so that's a gauge of 72 by 100 in a 10 by 10 cm square. I picked the stitches up with a 1mm crochet hook and used a pin to help lifting them over each other. Fix the last loop with a pin and on to the next. This side had 2 columns that had come undone, so I looped both all the way back until the hole. Pinned the rows above and below the broken row to make them easier to find while grafting. Unraveled the broken row a bit further on both sides so I'd have a longer tail when securing it in the end. Compared the types of mending wool I had on hand. Ended up unraveling this 4-ply navy mystery yarn so I could use a single strand for this repair. Started duplicating the stitches of the broken row, but didn't like it. The single strand still felt a bit too bulky to me, so I took it out to try again. Went for sewing thread on that second attempt. Not the best match, but it blends in so much better. Again, duplicate stitch on both sides of the gap, then Kitchener stitch to connect the open loops. It didn't end up completely invisible, but I'm really happy with the result. And so is my partner. After 2 long years away from each other, he was finally reunited with his favorite jumper.